Visit CCGCastle.com and get 5% discount on your purchase with TCG Center 5 code. Check the description or visit CCG Castle for more. Hello and welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. Today we'll be looking at another deck for the standard format, and this time I'll be playing something unusual. So today I will play with my Mega Manectric and Mega Mewtwo deck. So yes, two different Megas in one deck. Will that work? You will definitely find that out. So first of all, we'll let you introduce a Mega Manectric EX. 210 HP, Lighting Pokemon, Mega, evolved from the Manectric EX with the Turbo Bolt. For 2 energies, 1 Lighting and 1 Colors, you can hit for 110 and attach 2 basic energies from discard pile to 1 of your benched Pokemon. So you can definitely try to play that with Mega Mewtwo, because Psychic Infinity Mega Mewtwo can hit for 10 plus 30 more damage for each energy attached to both active Pokemons, and that damage is not affected by weakness. But the good thing is that you can actually use that Mega Mewtwo with the Shroud of Memories, and you can actually use attack from Mewtwo, so you can actually use damage change and switch all damage counters from the Mega Mewtwo to your opponent active Pokemon, which definitely is one of the strongest attacks in the game. Also, with Shroud of Memories, you can use Assault Laser or just Overrun on your Mega Manectric, which is also a good thing. To play this, you definitely need to have some kind of support, and I think the Garbodor is definitely the best support for this deck. With the Garbodor, you can actually shut down Trevenants, you can shut down Vileplumes, you can shut down Greninjas, and you can have a pretty decent matchup against any kind of other heavy EX deck, especially against those Darkrays and Giratinas, who are actually very popular at this moment. So, also running a single Hoopa for the setup and 2 Shamins who can actually help you to draw some extra cards. So 16 Pokemon, 33 trainer cards, and 11 energies in total. From item cards, I'm running also 1 copy of Battle Compressor, so I can discard some cards like energies or maybe supporter cards on my turn 1 if I can find it, but also in the mid or late game it's good to have it. 4 copies of Super Scoop Up is just because I'm running just 4 draw supports, a single N and 3 Professor Sycamores, but that's definitely good because you can get rid of your damaged Pokemon from play and you can just replay them again and over again, but also to remove Shamins and Hoopa from play. 4 copies of Trainer's Mail, 4 copies of Ultra Ball, 4 copies of VS Seeker, pretty much standard. If you want to cut some of these cards, you can actually try to remove one of your Mewtwo, so you can actually put 1 Target Whistle, you can remove 1 Trainer's Mail, so you can actually add 1 more Professor Sycamore. It's up to you, but to be honest, I just like to play with more item cards. I know it's hard to play against Trevenant, but if you can set up that Garbodor against Trevenant, a lot of Trevenant players does not play Trainer's Mail, so that 1 turn can definitely give you a huge boost and bump against Trevenants, so you can actually get very decent chance against it. Single AZ, so I can remove also any kind of Pokemon from play, which is definitely good. A copy of Lysander, copy of N, and 3 Professor Sycamores. With 1 Xerosic, since I'm not running Starly Megaphone, Xerosic can actually help me to remove Dual or Special Energy from one of my Pokemons in play. Also 3 copies of Shroud of Memory, so I can remove damage from my Mega Mewtwo to my opponent Pokemons, but I can also use any kind of other previously evolved Pokemon's attack. 2 copies of a Floatstone, 2 copies of Manectric Spirit Link, 2 Mega Mewtwo Spirit Links, 5 Lighting, and 6 Psychic Energies in total. So very interesting deck list. I will try to play 2 or 3 games with it so you can actually see it in the action. I will try to play against Trevenant Item Lock, so hopefully I'll be able to find that matchup online, since these days a lot of people plays Trevenant, and also maybe against Nightmare, so you can actually see those 2 decks in the action. I guess Greninja might not be able to pair it to this deck. I just think that this deck is too strong for Greninja. If you can actually set up and play Garbodor, you can just shut down those Greninja's abilities. In my opinion, that's just nightmare for Greninja. So, as usual, if you need any of these cards, you can find them on CCGCastle.com. So, that's pretty much all. Let's do some game tests so you can actually see it in the action. Alright guys, so Mega Manectric and Mega Mewtwo both in the same deck. Again, I wanted coin flip, so I can actually go first. It's going to be very interesting play with 2 different Megas and 2 different type of Megas in the same deck. On the other side, it's that very mighty Trevenant Trevenant Break and Trevenant with the item block, so it's going to be hard to play against it. Luckily, I have that damage change attack, which can help me a lot. Alright, so he started with his Wobbuffet. I'm starting with my Trainer's Mail. And Trainer's Mail for the Ultra Ball. So that Ultra Ball actually is going to give me a very important boost right here. I should definitely say boost. But I still don't know if I should go with Mega Manectric into the active. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Ultra Ball for that Lysander, for the Hoopa. Actually, the good thing is that Hoopa is a Psychic type, so you can actually play that ability. Alright. So, give me the Manectric, give me one Mewtwo, and give me one Shaman. Very good. I'm very happy with that. So, let's see. Mewtwo on the bench, Manectric, one Energy, one Spirit Link, one Shaman for 4. Oh. No Shaman. You don't need Shaman. Yeah, speaking about Wobbuffet, I faceplay myself. Never mind, there's a Super Scoop up, so hopefully I'd be able to remove that Shaman from play. Yeah, maybe next time. Alright, never mind for that. Be a Secret 4, Professor Sycamore for the 7 new cards on the next turn, and yeah, it's pretty much my opponent's turn. So, I guess it's not that bad. It would be even much better if I didn't place that Shaman in onto the bench, but never mind. Lost to Super Scoop Ups. There's a Trainer's Mail for that Lysander. It's going to be a nightmare if that Hoopa just appears in the active spot. Then again, I have my chance to play Mega Manectric on my turn 2, which is actually very good, because I'd be able to hit for 110, which would be enough to knock out that Wobbuffet and even try to maybe charge 2 energies in theory to my Mewtwo on the bench. And probably I will just take a risk by discarding my Psychic Energy from hand. So there's an Ultra Ball for N and a Float Stone. Yeah, I always forget, in a real game, if you play in real life, I wouldn't take even Shaman. Probably I would search my deck for the Shaman, and then I would realize, well, I can't play my Shaman because my opponent had Wobbuffet in the active spot. But yeah, on the online, well, there's tons of time when I actually misplay that. But I guess never mind. So there's a Super Scoop Up. Hopefully I'll be able to remove Hoopa from play. Thank you. A Trainer's Mail. Play it when you can. For Ultra Ball, definitely. And that Ultra Ball is going to give me a Garbodor for the next turn, so I can actually shut down my opponent's ability. And right now the good question is, do I want to knock out my opponent Wobbuffet or not? Because that Mega Alakazam can actually just appear and do a lot of damage. So I guess I will just pass the turn. It's not worth to take 6 damage counters in my opinion, so it's just better to pass the turn. For the next turn, I have even energy attachment for my Mega Mewtwo. Gosh, there's a N. Alright, never mind. Another Trubbish and Ultra Ball. That Trubbish is not going to be too much affected. Alright, so there's another Bursting Balloon. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to play my Ultra Ball for the Garbodor, and I'm going to play my Garbodor, and of course V-Seeker for the Lysander. So that Lysander is actually going to bring me a knockout over his Trevenant on the bench. Before I do that, first I'm going to attach one more energy and use Turbo Bolt. So that's the knockout, 110. I can put 2 more Psychic Energies onto my Mega Mewtwo, so I can actually use my damage change ability. Oh, not ability, attack. So, not bad. Those Trevenants are pretty much useful right now because they cannot do a lot of problem to me right here. Just because I can play item cards, it's not a big deal for me. And yeah, next turn, even if I attach one of my energies from my hand to my Mega Mewtwo, I can one-hit knock out my opponent Trevenant Break, which is even better. In my opinion, that's very good. Now, then again, if that Mega Alakazam appears, it can actually do a lot of problems to me, so I need also take a note about that, because my Mega Mewtwo is weak onto the Mega Alakazam. First of all, Shrine of Memories, so I can get rid of his Dimension Volley. I can even use my Turbo Bolt, I can even use whatever I want. But probably I will just stick with my Turbo Bolt for 110 without promoting my Mega Mewtwo for now into the active spot, and I'm going to place 2 energies onto my Shaman, so I can actually just Sky Return a turn after I knock out my opponent Trevenant, so I can remove my Shaman from play. That's easy 2 prizes for my opponent. Yeah, and I think that's definitely a smart move. So I'm looking for any kind of the supporter. So there's Ultra Ball for double volley, probably for that. Oh, for another Phantom. All right. As long as my Garbodor is alive in play, I guess I'm okay. There's a Mega Alakazam. I need to find some way to remove my Garbodor from play. V-Seeker for Professor Sycamore. Yeah, I mean, I need to find a way out to remove my Garbodor from play before my opponent actually managed to knock him out, so I can actually just place another Trubbish and evolve into my Garbodor. So that's the reason why I'm looking to do that. Another Silent Fear. Alright. I'm going to play my Trubbish down. And I'm going to end my opponent. Hopefully for some kind of the Super Scoop Up. Yep, there it is. I guess it's not need to use it yet. That Turbo Bolt will definitely give me a knockout. Yeah, I can Sky Return right now, but I can actually just use my Assault Laser. That's even enough for the knockout. Alright, so Trevenant Break, knock it out. That Alakazam is a big threat, once again. It can hit me for a lot of damage. But I have Respond. If that Shrine of Memory stays in the play, I can actually just use my damage swap from my Mega Mewtwo and get rid of all of my damage and place them to my opponent Mega Alakazam. So he needs either way Dimension Volley or one more energy to be able to attack, and there's V-Seeker for N. Alright. That's not that bad. So far my Garbodor is good, but not affected, because not too many effective, because my opponent actually does not have any Trevenant in play, so I can play item cards even without him. So I lost 2 prizes. That Mega Alakazam is a big problem at this moment. What I'm going to do right here is I'm going to play probably, or maybe not Super Scoop Up yet. Well, let's just try to get heads and maybe remove one of my... I mean, I can use Shatter Shot, and the Shatter Shot can actually knock out, or maybe not, 30 damage times the amount of Psychic Energy. I have only 2, that's 60, that's 120, no. The only thing I can do actually right here is use my damage swap. And probably I will just do that without even playing any kind of supporter card or Shaman for now. let's just swap the damage, and next turn I can actually knock out my opponent Mega Alakazam with just Psychic Infinity. So that will knock out my opponent Mega Alakazam, because I can hit for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 160. So that's going to be almost, yeah, it's going to be enough, since he is 210, so 220. There's another V-Seeker for the Lysander. Probably he's just going to knock out my Mewtwo on the bench. And definitely I need to find a way out to remove my Shaman from play, because it's a huge threat to me right now. Zen Force for the knockout, 380, it's weak. Alright, 2 more prizes for my opponent. My Mega Mewtwo just enters the play. There's 1 more energy. And there's 1 more Shaman. So I'm looking for... Oh, I can't play Shaman again. Forget about my Garbodor. I should actually first play my Xerosic to scrap that tool and then go with my Shaman. Never mind, I guess. I managed to pull another AZ, which will help me. The Psychic Infinity is going to knock out my opponent Mega Alakazam. So that's 190, 2 prizes for me, and as long as my opponent will not have Trevenant Break to snipe my Shaman on the bench, I'm okay. But even single Lysander with Dimension Wall and energy for that Wobbuffet will bring him a victory in this matchup. So hopefully that's not going to happen. And for the next turn I have AZ in my hand, so I can actually just remove my Shaman from play. Alright, so Super Road for 1 Psychic Energy, Alakazam, and Trevenant. So there's Dimension Wally. Alright. And another energy attachment to the Trevenant, and he just ended me down to 2 cards, and he also ended himself to the 2 cards. Oh, V-Seeker and Trainer's Mail. That's very nice. Of course, Ascension into Trevenant, but not going to help him a lot because I have my Garbodor. I can play my item cards, and that's very important because I can actually grab Lysander right here to knock out, for very important knockout. There's even another V-Seeker, but I'm looking maybe for that AZ. There's AZ, so I'm still thinking like removing my Shaman from play would be better than knocking out my opponent Trevenant, but he actually decided to quit, so there's a victory. So let's move to another game. Alright guys, so welcome back to the game number 2. Just won that coin flip, so that means that I can go first. Alright, so let's see how good I can set up on my turn 1. Double Trubbish and Mewtwo. I guess that's not bad. I will actually bench both of them, so I can even lose one of my Trubbish in the active spot. But the reason why I attached my Trubbish into the active is just because if I can find Super Scoop Up or Float Stone, I can actually remove that from play. So this is going to be a Xerosic, and I guess V-Seeker for the Hoopa. So I can actually search my deck for 1 Manectric and 1 Shaman. The reason why I didn't discard... okay, I have 2 Float Stones, 2 Spiritlings. The reason why I didn't decide to discard my Mega Manectric was just because I don't know if I have another sitting in ready in my deck. So there's a Shaman for 4. Alright, not bad. Float Stone, so I can actually retreat onto my Manectric. Before I do that, I will try to get rid of something else from the play, but no. There's a M. Very nice. There's Mega Manectric and Energy, also Super Scoop Up. Can I maybe get heads on that coin flip? Yes, so I will just try to play Shaman for 2 more cards. Maybe I can find Spirit Link and attach it before that item lock happened. Oh, at least there's a Mewtwo Spirit Link, so it's a something. And I'm going to pass the turn right there. So I can't complain against that, definitely. I have my Lysander ready in my hand. I can even play that. I also have my Mega Mewtwo, so I can actually evolve. But I can even knock out something from my opponent's bench if he actually attached Duel to some of his Pokemons. That will actually give me a prize. So there's a Skyla. So speaking about Skyla, he's searching for a trainer card. With the Skyla, you can actually go for the Ultra Ball, so that Ultra Ball can give you a Shaming. So Skyla can be like Professor Sycamore or any kind of drop support for you. So there's a energy attachment on that Boop Kaboom, and probably Ultra Ball for the Shaming. Alright, there's a Ultra Ball for the Shaman, so that means that he need to find some more. Oh, actually for the Hoopa. So maybe this is again Mega Alakazam deck with Trevenant. At least if I can top deck maybe Spirit Link, I can just play my Lysander, but probably even without top decking Spirit Link, I will just maybe go for the Lysander on that Alakazam, or maybe even better over the Hoopa on the bench. There's just another energy, so it's time to Mega Evolve. It's time to attach 1 energy on my Manectric. I can hit for 60, or I can just Mega Evolve. I will definitely Mega Evolve, but before I do that, let's Lysander the Hoopa, and let's Mega Evolve. So, very good. I can hit with the Turbo Bolt for the next turn, 110 to that Hoopa. I get rid of my opponent Trevenant from the active, so he needs to find something like a Mystery Energy and attach it to the Hoopa for the retreat, or he needs to find Super Scoop Up AZ, or maybe just Floatstone. So there's a V-Seeker. I'm not sure for what. I can't see that. Oh, for the AZ. Alright. Again, cards randomly disappeared. Yep, that was the AZ for the Trevenant, so that Tree Slam might happen. Oh, or actually just Silent Fear, but probably not. Probably that's not going to happen, so very good. So right now I know that he plays a Porter card. There's a Mega Alakazam, so Kinesis 20 to my Manectric and 30 probably to my Mega Mewtwo on the bench. Nope. 30 to the Trubbish, and it's my turn. Shrine of Memories, but I don't need that. Just Turbo Bolt for 110. Next turn I can get rid of that item lock, and that could be a nightmare for my opponent, because even if he find another Mega Alakazam, he's not going to be able to actually knock out my Manectric, because he can do just 130, I guess. Yes, 130. So there's another Hoopa play for that Scundering, so he can search his deck for at least 1 more Mega Alakazam and another Alakazam. Unfortunately, he is not playing any kind of the Shaman, so he will just play Kinesis and pass the turn right there. I have 40 damage on my Manectric and 60 on my Trubbish. Oh, there's a Trainer's Mail, but I can't play it. But I will be able to do that next turn. So there's a Turbo Bolt for the knockout, no energies in my discard pile. I can't charge any of them, but at least I get rid of his Trevenant from play. So no more item lock for my opponent. I can start to use my trainers again. So that Sand Force can hit actually for 130 right now, and there's a V-Seeker for the Skyla. So that Skyla can be maybe for Dimension Wally. You can actually grab any trainer card. So yes, it's Dimension Wally, so that's going to be 120. Alright. what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to play first of all, I don't know, just maybe Ultra Ball. For the Garbodor. But before I decide to play Garbodor, let me just see what I can find with my trainer's mail right there. Oh, Professor Sycamore. So definitely Garbodor is going to hit the ground right there. No more abilities. And I'm searching for maybe energy. Oh, there's another Garbodor. And there's even one more energy. So I can actually just Zen Force. I can actually just retreat my Manectric and hit my opponent with Psychic Infinity. Or maybe just with a Shatter Shot. 120 or 100. So better for the 120, I guess, since I can apply weakness. And next turn I can actually knock out his Mega Alakazam. I also have another Garbodor ready just in case he knock out this Garbodor. There's another Alakazam and Professor Sycamore for the 7 new cards. Which is not good because if damage somehow appears on my Mega Mewtwo, he can actually knock me out because he can apply weakness with the Zen Force. But luckily for me, that Alakazam just appeared right now. At least he can just use his Super Session and put 3 damage counters to my Manectric on the bench and to my Mega Mewtwo into the active spot. But again, I will just after that attach my Spirit Link to my Mega Manectric and go with Professor Sycamore. Hopefully I'll be able to find some... oh, yeah, so there's going Super Session with this Alakazam. So hopefully I'll be able... Oh, no, actually not. He don't have Dimension Wall. I totally forget about that. So there's another victory against that Trevenant Mega Alakazam deck. So let's try to play one more game before final conclusion for this deck. Alright, so as usual, let's call heads. And this time Pikachu didn't give me chance to go first, but my opponent maybe actually give me that opportunity because he's probably playing a Night March. When I see Shaman in the active spot, I don't know what to say. So yeah, it is Night March for my opponent. It's one mulligan card for me. It's that Ultra Ball sitting in my hand. To be honest, in this situation, playing against Night March, I guess it's better to not bench down your Mewtwo's because that Boop-Kaboo can just hit for the weakness. But I guess I don't have another option right there. Ultra Ball for Psychic Energy and that Mega Mewtwo. Of course, for the Hoopa, there's 2 Float Stones, 2 Trubbish, 2 Garbodors, just a single Mega Manectric Spirit Link. Alright. Another one is in my hand, of course. So that Hoopa, it's going to be a very big right there. I'm going to take Manectric and Shaman. Pretty much I don't need anything else. So first of all, let's see what I'm going to get on that coin flip Tails. I'm going to play the Shrine of Memories down. And I'm going to set up my Shaman for 6. I don't know how to avoid turn 1 knockout. Probably that's impossible playing against Night March. There's a V-Seeker. So I guess I can grab AZ for the next turn actually. For the next turn, or maybe for now, I can get rid of the Hoopa, so I can actually search my deck next turn for maybe Mega Manectric. Probably I will do that. I will give my opponent a chance to knock out my Shaman. So next turn I will try to get rid of my Hoopa so I can play it again to find Mega Manectric and Mega Mewtwo and maybe just another Manectric. I also need to find Trubbish as soon as possible. There's an Ultra Ball, oh, 2 Ultra Balls, that's good for 1 Lampent, and that's Ultra Ball for the Shaman EX. If that Shaman is going to be for just the 2 cards, it's not going to be good for my opponent. There's a Trainer's Mail for a town map. Let's see what he has priced. Hope. There's a ton of Night Marchers in his price cards. 2 Night Marchers, Trainer's Mail, Puzzle of Time, Ultra DC, and Sycamore. There's another Ultra Ball. Oh, very nice. There's a Puzzle of Time, so I like to see that. Ultra Ball for Joltik. Speaking about Joltik, there's 4 Night Marches already in play, so he can have maximum 8 in his discard pile, which is 160. If I knew that, I would definitely promote my Manectric in the active spot, but on the other side, even with the Shaman, it's not bad, because he is going to be able to drop 2 prizes and probably DC and Puzzle of Time, but he might not be even able to use his Night March on the turn 1, so there's 4 Lampents in his discard pile, so that's 100 for now. Another Joltik and AZ for that Shaman, so that means that he don't have double colorless energy in his hand. Will he be able to find one from that Shaman? Oh, 3 Joltiks already in play. Oh my goodness. So I guess I just need to get rid of my Shaman from play somehow. If I can top deck. No, Starling Megaphone. No Starling Megaphone. That's just not true. Starling Megaphone just happens. Alright, there's another Bell Compressor. So that's enough damage for the knockout, but he don't have double colorless energy yet. So I might survive somehow this turn 1. There's another Bell Compressor. 5 Night Marches in his discard pile. Tons of Joltiks in play. If I can survive turn 1 from the Night March, I guess I have a good chance to actually parry to my opponent. There's a Hex Maniac. Revive, Judge, Sycamore, Puzzle of Time. Actually, with 2 Puzzle of Time, he can grab Ultra Ball and search his deck for another Shaman, which will give him opportunity to drop that double colorless energy, and even another Bell Compressor, so he can definitely grab that. But no, there's just another Puzzle of Time for nothing, and it's my turn, so I actually survived a turn 1 rush, so let's just get rid of that Shaman from the active spot, I guess. Ultra Ball for the Trubbish. Alright. And then again, Shaman for 5. Will I be able to find Spirit Link and Mega Manectric? We'll see that. There's a Spirit Link, but no sign of the Mega Manectric. Super Scoop Up will give me a Heads, which is good. Alright, so let's just discard a few more resources from my deck that I actually don't need. Yeah, even one more Psychic Energy, actually. So, there's a Hoopa. And with the Hoopa I can grab another Mewtwo, Mega Mewtwo, and Mega Manectric, so I can actually have my Mega Manectric in play. And I can knock out my opponent Poopkaboo. And also put 2 energies onto my Mewtwo down to the bench. I also have Lysander for the next turn, so with that Lysander I can get rid of his Shaman. But so far so good. If he can find double colorless energy plus Lysander, he can just knock out one of my Shamans for 2 prizes. Hopefully that's not going to happen. There's a double colorless energy. And there's a Muscle Band, so he can increase very nice that damage right there. That's just 140, but still not enough for the knockout. And there's Professor Sycamore. So I guess I will just attach 1 energy. Oh no. So he just decided to pass. As you can see, I managed to set up pretty well, and my opponent was not able to find any kind of resource to start applying some serious damage with his Night March, I should definitely say that he maybe do a misplay by benching too many Joltics. But then again, not bad deck in my opinion. It works solid. It works solid. I might just cut that one Mewtwo EX for maybe just another N or Professor Sycamore, so I can actually have better draft support ability. But yeah, it definitely works pretty good. I was able to beat those two Trevenants and that single Night March, so I hope you guys enjoy watching it. That was the dual Mega deck in action with Mega Manectric and Mega Mewtwo. So till the next time, don't forget to hit like button, subscribe, and see you in the next video. So goodbye.